All right, so let's move into our Zen or Nah. And as you guys know, this is our segment where we either take a listener question or we debate like a topic, and each of us give our perspective on this topic. So today, since we're talking about trauma and healing, this is a thing that comes up a lot that I hear. Um, so is when we've experienced trauma or any, a negative experience in our life, is forgiveness the only way that we heal? So do we have to forgive to heal? And that
So,
comes up a lot.
so what you're saying, if somebody does something to you
Mhm.
and causes you any type of trauma,
Right.
uh, do you have to actually forgive that person before you can begin to get past that trauma?
Begin to heal. You know how we hear that a lot. You need to forgive. You need to forgive. So what do you think? Do you think that's the only way that a person can heal if they forgive?
Well, from my perspective, it may be a little skewed, right? I think when they talk about forgiveness, when people have done something to you, I think it's one of those little. I can't say that because it's in scripture, right? But I think it's one of those things that we kind of overstate because we have that thing we say, "I forgive you, but I'll never forget," right?
Mhm.
And I got a long list of people who I say I've forgiven them, but I'm not going to lunch with them anytime soon, right? so, so when you say that, I forgive you. My question becomes, can you really truly ever forgive somebody but not forget what they've done to you?
Yeah, that's a hard act. I don't know if it's I mean, for some people maybe yes, but I do think it's very hard. And so I go on the line of I think we a lot of times use that too quickly. We say you need to forgive. That's your mom, you need to forgive her. That's your dad, you need to forgive him. And I think when we do that too quickly to a person, we invalidate them
Yeah, yeah,
because
I, I agree with that.
we're not giving them opportunity to have their process or to have their feelings about something. So they may feel guilty in the fact that they don't know how to forgive that person, and then that may lead to them suppressing. So they're not really dealing with it.
Yeah, for me, like, I say I've forgiven people,
Mhm.
uh, but I think what that allows for me to do is to kind of put that feeling of dislike for that person at a distance, you
Mhm.
know, because initially when I have not forgiven you, I'm thinking about my get back. I'm thinking about how I bet I bump into you in the alley somewhere, what I'm saying? So
Okay.
so and I have thoughts throughout the day like, if I ever see so and so, I'm gonna put a knot on that joke head, right? But as I say, okay, let's let that go. I forgive them.
Mhm.
So I just kind of distance myself. I'm not thinking about the get back anymore, right? I move on down the road, right?
Yeah.
And if I see that person on the side of the road with a flat tire, I probably still won't get over and help them fix their flat,
You
right?
just gonna walk on by?
Just gonna speed up and probably drive close to him, almost hit him. I'm just joking though. But no, but I think really when you say forgive, can you heal and not forgive? I think from my perspective, I think you can do it to the to your own capacity, right?
Mhm.
What does that look like for you? That's gonna be different from everybody. Like I say, I just kind of say I forgive them. I'm gonna keep it moving. But at the same time, it allows me to have more peace, and it allows me to kind of keep that distance. It's not something that's dogging me as much. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I kinda agree. Healing doesn't necessarily require forgiveness. Healing is about processing emotions, building coping skills, and learning to have healthy boundaries. Now, I can choose to forgive, but I think that has to be on my own time frame when I've done my own processing around it, when I've gotten to a place where I can I've successfully kind of resolved that issue within myself. Now, maybe then I can move toward forgiveness. But before I've done my own internal, work around that, it's going to be really hard for me to forgive.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's what I say.
That's, hey, wow, I'm
So
right
we
on
we
here.
agree. So I think so is are we on the Zen or the nah? So
Uh,
I think it's nah because we said you have to, you know, forgive to heal. So it's a nah. It's a
yeah,
nah for me.
yeah. I don't think you have to do it. I don't. When you say you have to do something, I think that's hard to kind of put a box on that right there.
Mhm.
And I think there's tiers to forgiveness, right?
Right. There, that part.
Yeah, so those tiers, you know, I think those tiers depends on the person. It can make it Zen or nah.
Yeah. But we sound like we on a agreement
We
though,
on nah.
for the
Yep,
most part. All right, we're
absolutely.
up against another music break. Thank you guys for listening to the Zen Life podcast.
Here on Bumping 96.3.